내려가. 미안, 놀랬어? 미안해. 자고 있는데. 미안해, 그래. 미안. 미안해. 나가자. 밥 먹어. 들어오세요. 옳지. 도깨비풀. 옳지. 아이고 더러워. 이것 봐. 이거 뭐야? 아이쿠. 도깨비풀 여기도 있다. 어떻게 해야 돼? 옳지. 기다려. 어우 착해라. 먹어. 옳지. 먹어. 옳지. 귀여워.
myself out. It's only a lifetime, we can't wait. Drown out the sound until it's too late. But don't be proud, bull hunting you down. You hide in the alleys, but it finds you out. Covered in crimson, head to toe. You live for the chase, but you act like you don't. So don't be proud. Don't be proud. You got lost in that life. So grit your teeth and twist